Now we will discuss the back exercise of chapter number 7 of biology, that is conservation of plants and animals. Class, we'll start with question number 1, that are fill in the blanks or fillers. So the first fill in the blank is a place where animals are protected in their natural habitat. A place where animals are protected in their natural habitat. And we have learned in the class it is called wildlife sanctuary. So, a place where animals are protected in their natural habitat is called wildlife sanctuary. Got it? Now, the second part, B part is species found only in a particular area. What are those species called? Species which are found in a particular area are known as endemic species. Are called endemic species. They are found only in a particular area. So the answer is endemic species. The next fill-up is migratory birds fly to far places because of dash changes. What changes provokes them to fly to far places? There is a change in the climate, the environmental conditions. So the answer is change in the climatic conditions. So the correct answer is migratory birds fly to far places because of climatic changes. Now we'll move on to question number 2, that is differentiate between. So the A part of question number 2 is the difference between wildlife sanctuary and biosphere reserve. Okay, if we talk about a wildlife sanctuary, it is a protected area where animals are protected in their natural habitat. Means it is an area where only animals, wildlife is protected in their natural habitat, means where they are naturally found. If we talk about biosphere reserve is large protected area for the conservation of biodiversity, which include plants, animals and other life forms, including the tribal life of that particular area. Means area wise biosphere reserve is much bigger than that of wildlife sanctuary. So biosphere reserve is large protected area for the conservation of biodiversity, and biodiversity include all the plants, animals, life forms, including the tribal life of that particular area of the biosphere reserve. If we talk about the example, for example, we have Bori Wildlife Sanctuary, Bori Sanctuary in Satpura. And if we talk about the example of Biosphere Reserve, we have Pachmadi Biosphere Reserve in Madhya Pradesh. Okay class, so now we will discuss the second part of question number 2, the difference between a zoo and wildlife sanctuary. Okay, so first of all, zoo is a place where animals are kept for public exhibition. Means people can go there and see those animals. They are kept in a particular place. Okay. If we talk about wildlife sanctuary, it is an area where animals are protected in the forest. Means they are protected where they are naturally found in the forest only, and they are not for public display or public exhibition. If we talk about zoo, it is an artificial habitat. Means animals are placed in the artificial habitat. Means it is not their natural habitat where they are naturally found. So the habitat in which they live, the conditions in which they live are artificial conditions. Okay. If we talk about wildlife sanctuary, it is the natural habitat as they are protected in the areas where they are naturally found. So the habitat is natural. Got it? Now, the third difference is animals are provided with food. In case of zoo, animals are provided with food and shelter. Means human beings, the caretakers in the zoo, provide them with food and the other requirements. Whereas in case of wildlife sanctuary, animals feed themselves because they are living in their natural conditions. So their feeding habits are natural. They feed themselves. They eat food on their own. So these were the differences between a zoo and a wildlife sanctuary.
चलो
Now, the third part is the difference between endangered species and extinct species. Endangered species and extinct species. So first of all, what are endangered species? We have studied the species whose numbers are decreasing to an extent that they might get extinct. Means the species, the population whose numbers are decreasing so much that they might get extinct. They might get completely vanished from Earth. Their numbers are decreasing. Those are endangered species. If we talk about extinct species, the species that no longer exist on Earth, means the population, the group of animals or living forms which are not found on Earth anymore. They are extinct. They do not exist any longer on Earth. They have already vanished. So these are called extinct species. Now if we talk about the examples, in case of endangered species, we have blue whale, tigers and leopards. These are the examples of endangered species of animals, blue whale, tiger and leopard. If we talk about extinct species, we have the dodo bird, we have dinosaurs which are already vanished, completely extinct from the earth, and there is one more example, the golden toad. Okay, so these are the differences between extinct species. Now the next part is part number D, the difference between flora and fauna. So as we learned in the chapter, while doing the chapter, what are flora? The plant species found in a particular area are called flora of that area. Means all the plant species which are found in a particular area, in a particular habitat, are called flora of that area. Got it? Now what are fauna? Animal species found in a particular area are fauna of that area. Means all the animals, all the type of animals found in a particular area, in a particular habitat, which are found naturally there, are called fauna of that area. Got it? Flora are the plant species, fauna are the animal species found in a particular area. Okay. Now, if we talk about examples, sal, teak, mango trees are the flora of Panchmani Biosphere Reserve. In Panchmani Biosphere Reserve, salt trees, teak trees, mango trees are found naturally. So they are the flora of Panchmani Biosphere Reserve. Got it? Now, if we talk about the fauna, bison, flying squirrel are fauna of Panchmani Biosphere Reserve. Means these animals, bison and flying squirrel, are naturally found in Panchmani Biosphere Reserve. So they are the fauna of that particular area, that is Panchmani Biosphere Reserve. So these were the differences between flora and fauna. Okay students, so now we'll move on to the question number 3rd, that is discuss the effect of deforestation on the part number 1 is, part A is wild animals. Means what is the effect of deforestation on wild animals? As we know that wild animals live in the forest is their natural habitat. So deforestation will lead to destruction of the natural habitat of the wild animals. Means deforestation is cutting of forest, will lead to destruction of natural habitat of wild animals. Scarcity of food means they will not get place to live, they will not get food to eat. So what will happen? This will result in the decline in their number and they might get extinct. If the animals are not getting food, proper living conditions, proper place to live, so what will happen? They will die and their number will keep on decreasing and they will become endangered species, and if this condition of deforestation continues, then they might get extinct. Okay. Now the second B part of question number 3rd is what is the effect of deforestation on environment? So what will happen? We know that plants take carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. If deforestation is there, then the number of plants, the number of trees will be less. So deforestation occurs, then level of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere automatically rises because there are no plants to take that carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. So what will happen? The amount of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere will increase, which will lead to various problems like air pollution first of all, okay, global warming. If the amount of carbon dioxide increases, then there is an increase in the temperature of earth also, which is called global warming, as we have learned while doing the chapter. So there will be reduced rainfall if there is more carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. Then what will happen? Due to global warming, rainfall level will come down, there will be reduced rainfall and various other environmental imbalances. There will be an imbalance created in the environment. Okay, so this is the effect of deforestation on environment. Now the C part of question number 3 is, what is the effect of deforestation on villages or rural areas? So what will happen if we talk about deforestation? It is clearing and cutting of the forest. So deforestation will affect the villages in various ways. Okay, how? Village people are dependent on forest for basic needs. The village people or rural people are dependent on forest for various basic needs like wood for cooking, fruits, vegetables. So they are dependent on the forest for basic needs like wood for the cooking purpose, vegetables and fruits for eating. So they will not get these resources if deforestation occurs. Also, some of the farmers, some of the village people are dependent on the resources from the forest for their income source also, for their business also, for their work also. So if they will not get these resources, then there will be a decline in their income source. So if deforestation occurs, this will affect village people both personally and economically, both. Now the D part of question number 3, what is the effect of deforestation on cities, urban areas? So deforestation is clearing and cutting of forest. So when there are no trees, what will happen? Especially in cities where there are more automobiles, more vehicles. So what will happen? Pollution levels will rise. Because there are no trees, pollution levels will rise, global warming will be there, the temperature of the earth, the temperature will increase, which will lead to problems like reduced rainfall. And if the pollution level rises, then there will be various respiratory diseases which will spread, and which will definitely affect the health of the people living in the cities. Okay, so deforestation will affect the people living in the cities in many ways, like they will get respiratory diseases, there will be issues like pollution, global warming. Okay,